Good morning. So today I'm here at Upton Warren Nature Reserve, which is part of the Worcestershire Wildlife Trust here in South Birmingham. So far my morning has been a little bit mixed as the reserve itself is split into two sides, the flashes and the moors. I was trying to get onto the flashes, but it turns out that doesn't open until 9:30 and it's currently around 7:30. So I've decided to pop round to the moors. Unfortunately, the sun has been in my eyes the entire time, so I actually can't really see anything right now. So I'm going to have to walk on around to the other side of the pool and see what we can pick up. Upton Warren is more of a conventional nature reserve with birds, hides and all that good stuff. So there's probably going to be a lot more people around today, and because of that you might find me not doing anywhere near as much B-roll or bits to camera. As you've probably guessed from my previous videos, I find it really difficult to talk to camera when people are around. So for today's episode, just sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and just enjoy some lovely video of some lovely birds. Cheers.
And boy, did it get busy. There was no way on earth I would have been able to record a video without feeling uber nervous. So anyway, I ended up leaving that hide and walking around the moors pool along the road, which is where I caught this little blackbird and all these little blue tits along the way. So fairly common birds in the area and, well, everywhere in the UK really. I then came across this little redwing. I only saw the one at first, but redwing's camouflage is absolutely insane because when one eventually gets spooked, you'll find that you wasn't really looking at just for one. Usually there's hundreds. So, you know, they'll all just move all at once. Anyway, got round to the other side of the pool where the sun is now behind me and I could finally see other shorebirds. For example, these great crested grebes and that cormorant you'd seen before. Great crested grebes are absolutely beautiful little birds. Love diving in water and they've got this really beautiful courtship sort of dance. And speaking of courtship, I may have caught these two oyster catchers in the act, shall we say. So we'll give those guys a quick little moment to themselves, eh? I spent just under an hour in this one hide, looking at all the oyster catchers, the grey-lag geese, you know, a bunch of other waders, before ultimately leaving and going back around the pool. Now then, when I left the pool, I was greeted by this little chap, Siskin. So these guys seem to be following me everywhere at the moment. There's a good long while where I just couldn't find them, despite the fact they're very, very common birds. But there's a small flock of only around 4 or 5 actually, just in these trees, eating and hopping away. Now, I love these guys. Any yellow bird's going to, get a few points from me. And I was more than happy to sit back, set the tripod up, and just, watch for a little while. And I was joined with another photographer who was just happy as Larry, photographing away. We spent a good, probably 10-15 minutes watching them. Eventually, I got around the moors pool and found my way finally to the flashes, which is actually saltwater, surprisingly enough, where I was greeted by these beautiful avocets. These are the first ones I'd seen all year, and there were 5 in total. And as you can see, a fair few curlew around as well, around 6 in total when I was there. So always happy to see curlew and avocets. I'd seen avocets at a few different locations across the West Midlands, but Upton Warren is the only location where I'd ever seen curlews. And it always gets me just how large they are in comparison to other birds. So I spent a while just watching them preen, watching them fly around, and just going about their business really. You may notice that there's no photos today, and that's because I went here with the idea in my mind that I was only going to do video. So I've recently got myself a new video head because for my previous videos, my tripod was essentially my face. I was using my viewfinder to line up all of my video shots while, You know, it's convenient, you know, it helps me get the shot easier, but it's not the easiest to hold steady. So I figured, you know what, I'll finally try to up my production value a little bit and do things kind of correctly. So hopefully from here on out, for my upcoming videos, hopefully my video footage quality will be slightly improved. There's going to be less stabilization at work and just stable footage from the get-go. Now, as we can see here, I need a little more practice when it comes to tracking things, you know. Movements are a bit jerky, but for stuff like this, you know, hopefully there'll be no more shaking going on. And from here on out, really, I want to improve my video quality, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it a fair bit more. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me for this quite odd episode of Wildlife with Damien. As usual, please feel free to comment, like and subscribe. Let me know your feelings, let me know your favourite birds, and thank you so much for joining me once again. I'll see you next week. Cheers, folks.